Well, good morning, and welcome to Thursday. Let's say it's throbbing Thursday, creeping towards the end of the week. And in some ways, I say, thank goodness. However, we have some business to do between now and then. This is Keith Hayes. Let's see. That's Keith Hayes, and I'm broadcasting on Mirador Radio. No, I'm not. I'm broadcasting on Mirador Television. Immediately afterwards, at 6 o'clock, we have Mirador's radio service, Rouser Radio, where I really let rip, but then calm everybody down with a little bit of music. But this is Mirador Television, miradortelevision.com, and we're coming to you from Lewes in East Sussex. That's in the UK, not Lewes, Delaware, although we would love to get Lewes, Delaware involved, and undoubtedly we will. But one step at a time. For the moment, we're broadcasting for people in the southeast, across Battle to Brighton, and up to Gatwick, and up to Tunbridge Wells. And that's the area that we're concerned with. And it is, this morning, East Sussex County Council that we want to talk about, because the excellent investigative people at Lewes Eye, and they really are first-class investigative journalists. They really are. I'm full of admiration for them. I don't know who they are. I have no idea. I haven't tried to make contact with them, and I plan to, because I think that between us and a couple of the groups that now appear on Facebook, that we really could be quite a powerful voice in the community to make sure that we get some sort of openness from both the county council and the district councils, because both of them manage to be as sneaky as they possibly can, which seems to be the byword of politics today. Mushroom. Right? Just cover them with you know what, and until we're ready to let them come out and take a peek. Well, thank goodness for the people at Lewes Eye. Thank goodness for Mick Symes at Lewes Present. Thank goodness for the people who run the same sort of thing, the local groups on Facebook, and who actually do a splendid job in digging up bits and pieces. And this morning, the people, I better just, if you don't mind, let you have a view of that. I don't know where that came from. The old frog in the throat, and it's cleared now. I told it to go away, and he dutifully did. No, it's trying to stick around this morning. That's not at all nice. Not at all nice of it. There, you see, it won't go. It won't go. So I'm going to and try clear my voice, so that at least you. I better take a drink as well. It's just your very good health on a Thursday morning. The first sip. Actually, it's not coffee this morning. It's hot chocolate, which reminds me of the full Monty, which looks as if it might be going to take place at the White Hart. How wonderful. I actually bumped into Cliff Ayres yesterday and had a lovely chat with him walking down the street. He's the owner of the White Hart, and really a delightful man, just a delightful man. He's full of fun and vigour, and really leaves the running of the hotel to others, but nonetheless his spirit is there. Never mind, that's Cliff Ayres, and a terrific chap. Let's get back to the main theme, the investigative journalism, and the people at Lewes Eye do a tremendous job. And they've uncovered all sorts of facts and figures about a road that is going to be built somewhere around Polegate that will drive through ancient countryside, ancient monuments, well, not quite ancient towns, but it will contribute to urban sprawl in Eastbourne. In other words, it's all the things that, generally speaking, now the populace is beginning to think it doesn't want, and the politicians think we must have. Well, why must we have a road that's going to cost £500,000,000, and that they are lobbying for, and that they be turned down for funding once, but so passionate are they to have a road? I keep on seeing things on various television programs and on the web about new ways of us getting around. Flying cars, driverless cars, cars that will run along railway lines. Well, I don't know that cars will run along, but it's a new way of carrying freight rather than the huge trucks that we have. But no. The Luddite, I thought I was a Luddite. Hey, I'm 79. I would love things to go back the way they were 40 or 50 years ago. But there we are. Nobody else would be in favour of that, so I'm a vote of one. But nonetheless, these Luddite politicians that we have, they have no imagination, no vision. All they want to do is to drive a road through because that seems like a good thing based on what we see today. Well, hoodly-doodly-doo. This is a county council involved in this that wants to take away the bus pass. The bus pass. The one social amenity that gets old people out of their homes. The one social amenity that contributes to doing away with loneliness. The one social amenity that allows old age pensioners to go and do their own shopping. And they want to spend the money. They say they haven't got enough money. They're broke. But they want to spend £500,000,000, on a new road that, frankly, I very rarely like to use the sort of language that I hear youngsters using, simply because that's their generation, it's not mine. But this plan sucks. It is just an awful plan. And not only that, but it's spending money instead of making our social amenities give us a better quality of life. That bloody road isn't going to give us a better quality of life. On the contrary, it's probably going to affect it because the environment is infected. Now, I am not a passionate green. I don't stomp around calling upon people to do all sorts of peculiar things because of the environment. But I am very environmentally conscious. We need green spaces. We need trees. We need fields. And it's all very well for us to say, oh, look at what's happening in South America. They're destroying the rainforest. And look what that's going to mean. No more tigers, no more lions, no more wild animals, no more this, no more that, no more than the other. And what do we do in our own backyard? Oh, well, that's okay. We're telling them what not to do. It's okay if we do it. Yeah. I mean, that is the type of leadership that we've got at the moment. And I got into a very passionate argument last night with a young lady about leadership. And my thesis was, we don't have any. We have a generation. Those between about 40 and 60 who are in control of everything are not leaders. They don't understand it. They don't understand how to manage. They don't understand leadership. I mean, look at the dreadful mess that the House of Commons is in. You know, I was really quite upset when I saw that we got splinter parties again, because that was tried in the 1970s, 1980s with Shirley Williams, David Owen. Didn't come off. Didn't work. Nigel Farage, he's got a few 100,000 votes, but he couldn't actually establish a new party. New parties don't work. But you know, for once, I'm watching with some interest and intrigue what this new group of politicians do, because the old lot aren't doing anything. All they're doing is following rote. And if Chris Grayling, who is the Transport Minister, has just had such a poor record. I mean, let me say that again, a poor record. But he stays there. The leader isn't brave or bold enough to get rid of him, or doesn't want to, because what he's doing is he's keeping us fed with all sorts of funny ideas. Like, do you know something that he thinks that Southern Rail is a well-managed company? He's told Maria Caulfield so. Well, This is it's astonishing that we can have a man like that in charge. He's not a leader. Now, I'm sorry, in politics, everything is hard and tough, so get rid of him. Don't keep him there for sentiment, because you certainly can't keep him there for efficiency and effectiveness. He is not a good manager. Get rid of him. But then let's get rid of a whole host of other people as well. We've got a local election coming up in a couple of months' time, in May. It is our opportunity to shake up local government. And let's shake them up. But let's not just shake them up for the sake of shaking up. Let's ask questions. What are you standing for? What do you think should happen? I see that the famous scrutiny committee is meeting next week. Well, scrutinise. Don't just listen to some airy-fairy type of explanation as to why the telephones don't work. Ask them why the computer system doesn't work. Ask them why they just pluck figures out of the air to justify what they pay or don't pay. And ask them why we fit into the mold of the Harvard University survey, which says the less local media you have, the more inefficiency you have from local councils, and the higher your tax bill becomes. Does that ring a bell? And this time, I've heard, have I heard, over the years, I've been a journalist and I've heard it for so many years, it's all the fault of the media. Yeah, because we report honestly and accurately in the main what's going on. So it's all our fault. It's all the fault of the media. Well, now the media has had to retrench because of economic circumstances. We ain't here anymore. So it's not the fault of the media. Inefficient government, high taxes, somebody's fault, isn't it? So let's start asking the politicians, are they doing their job? Are they scrutinising? Are they holding to account? Are they being tough enough? It's not easy when you rely upon people to do unpopular things. I understand that. I understand that more than most. But the fact of the matter is, unless you start to get tough, I don't think there is a role for you in local government. We want people who will ask questions. We want the politicians to be able to look after the executive, not have Sir Humphreys steering them by the nose so that things to the benefit of our communities are not followed by the executive. Never mind the mealy-mouthed words of politicians. We're in a very bad situation now, and this, well done, the people at Lewis Eye for uncovering this. It's good investigative journalism. Now you can bet that there will be all sorts of explanations as to why we need this. No, we don't. There are a few pockets probably open. There is all sorts of explanations as to why the economy will stand from here to there and so on and so forth. Well, that needs to stand up to examination from people who are in the financial business, people who are in the City of London, who are in that financial area that perhaps most of us don't understand. Let's put it up to examination by them, not the scrutiny committee. In the meantime, well done, County Council, for considering taking the bus pass away. I don't know whether that's still on the table or not, but you bet it's lurking in the background. Well done for charging to use libraries. Don't know whether that's still on the table, but you can bet it's lurking in the background. Well done for taking away subsidies to those who can't afford to get to school. I don't know whether that's still on the table, but you bet you it's lurking in the background. Well, we have a message for you, I think. The people from Lewis Eye, the people from Mirador Television, the people from Rouser Radio, the people from Lewis Present, and the other group Facebook runners, if they're producers or whatever, is we're watching you. And we're becoming in between us without any sort of coordinated activity. we're becoming the real eye of Lewis. And let's not forget the people at Town and County, the new magazine. Boy, did they store a hornet's nest down at the council, well, by suggesting in a very humorous way that you couldn't get through on the phone. It's fact. Sorry, chaps, it's fact. Well, I've gone over by 1 minute, more than I should, and I've got to rush up to the radio studio now. So, forgive me, and hopefully you'll join me tomorrow morning, and we'll take up more of what we need to ask our politicians between now and May the 2nd. Toodle-pip.
I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotions.